In this video, we're going to look at the differences between switch and hubs. They're two networking components that at first might seem they're quite similar in what they do. We've got two networks set up here, two local area networks, very simple, with three computers connected to, first of all, a switch, and the second one with it connected to a hub. So in principle, these devices seem quite similar. You would plug Ethernet cables into the switch or the hub that are connected to the PCs, and essentially the switch and the hub pass signals between the computers to connect them together to form a network. So what's the difference between them? Well, let's just have a little look at the switch first of all. And in here we can see there's a lot more ports here. So typically a switch will be a more expensive device than a hub. A hub is often a small device that you will use or in the home. It might be part of a sort of a hybrid device that you have, your home router or something that does your Wi-Fi modem and things as well. But apart from cost and size, there's a difference in how the two devices operate. I'm just going to show you how I can use this simulation tool to test to see if a network is working first of all. I'm going to one of the PCs that's on this first LAN here, and I'm going to go to its command prompt, which will allow me to type in a command. And here I'm going to run an application called Ping, which is a network diagnostics program that allows computers to sort of send messages to other computers and see if they get a response back. And if they do, if there's a ping message back, then you know that the cabling and the configuration of the devices are all set up correctly. So let's try this. So I'm on the computer that has a network IP address ending in 100, and I'm going to try and ping another device on this same network, one that has the address of 101 this time. So sending a message from this computer through the switch to this computer, and then we should hope to get a message back saying that all is fine. We run the command, indeed that's what happens. The ping application creates 4 packets of data that get sent to the switch, sent to the computer, reply comes back, and as you can see, there's no loss of packet data or anything here, and the time that it takes is very, very small because we're on an uncongested, small sort of network in this case. Let's try the same on the other local area network, this time the one that has the hub inside of it. And when we do it this time, so I am going to do the same thing again, but it's going to go to 104. So I'm going to say ping 192.168.1.104. And as you can see, we get exactly the same thing happens. 4 packets are sent, 4 packets are received back as from ping with nothing lost. And the time in general is nice and fast for that returning packets. So what is the difference? Well, to see the difference, we're going to look a little bit closer here, and we're going to look at how the packets are sent across the network. And I'm going to do that by enabling the simulation mode in Cisco Packet Tracer. We'll get to see a little bit lower down, a little bit lower level, what's kind of happening there. So now I'm going to jump to the PC this time, and I'm just going to repeat the ping command, and I'm going to send a message across to the 101 device. And as you can see in Packet Tracer here, a packet of data is created at that computer. It's called a sort of type ICMP, Internet Control Management Protocol packet, and that packet gets sent to the switch, and the switch then sends that on to the appropriate device, so computer 101, and that device will then generate its own packet, which will get sent back to the switch, and that will then get sent on to the computer. So that's quite straightforward, and kind of what we would have expected to sort of happen there. And as we can see, we had a packet there that's been received, and if we kind of reset the connection and go back to that PC again, it would have continued and sent the remainder of the packets off for us. Let's do the same again, but this time view it on the network that is using the hub. So I'm going to go back again to one of the computers on there, computer with the IP address 103, sending a ping message to the computer with an IP address of 104, and see what happens. Well, the same thing appears to be sort of happening at the start. 103 is generating a packet. This packet gets sent on to the switch, and now the switch is going to send the packet on, and there's the difference. It's going to send the packet on to any devices which are connected to it. And as you saw, the device that has the IP address 105 will have received the packet and would have seen that, that wasn't for me, so discarded the packet. And then when PC with the address of 104 returns the ping message back to the hub, then essentially it will be sent to all of the devices again on the network. So clearly this shows that a switch has some more intelligence than a hub. A hub doesn't really have any idea about the addresses of the devices that are connected to it. So it essentially does what we call a broadcast. It will send all of the messages to the devices that are on the network, apart from obviously the one that sent the packet in the first place. You might think, well, is this such a big deal? Well, it does cause congestion. Lots of packets are being sent that don't need to be sent. And essentially, all of the computers that are on the network that are receiving those messages and having to discard them are essentially wasting time in discarding those messages rather than processing data that they need to process. Also, this could be a security concern. If that information is sensitive that's being sent between the two devices, it's now just been broadcast to all of the devices. And if they had the appropriate tools, they could be sort of looking at those network packets before they get discarded and could looking at the information that is inside of them. So in summary then, a switch is more expensive, generally a little bit larger kind of device. It has some intelligence built into it. A hub is a sort of effectively a dumb device that will broadcast messages to lots of nodes, and this can have concerns with security and efficiency. Thank you for watching.